It's a,
What, Domenica?
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Chapter 20. I'm practicing my Roman numeral work. Practice of spiritual healing. The spiritual healer should approach his treatments with respect and appreciation of the mighty power which he desires to have flow through him for the aid and relief of the patient. He should first quiet his body and mind, and so far as possible, relieve his nerves and muscles from strain and contraction, and free his mind from worries and cares and thoughts of the material life. He should endeavor to bring himself that condition of peaceful, quiet, calm that belongs by right to him or her who realizes the meaning of the terms spiritual mind and spirit. He should endeavor to pass into that mental state in which he feels the nearness of the ocean of spirit, of which his real self is a drop. He should endeavor to feel in tune with the infinite. We cannot very well describe in words just what this condition is like. It must be felt to be understood. But we feel that those who are attracted to this book, or who have attracted it to themselves, will have sufficient realization of what we mean to enable them to cultivate it still further. The healer may either place his hands upon the patient or otherwise, just as he sees fit. Some spiritual healers do not touch the patient, while others feel instinctively that they should do so. Be governed by your own intuition in this matter. There seems to be a certain something about the touch of a person through whom the spirit is flowing that carries with it a certain undeniable healing power. Remember that Jesus and his apostles healed by spiritual power, usually through the laying on of the hands. So do not hesitate to place your hands upon the patient. If you feel moved to do so, in giving the treatment, cast off all responsibility or feeling that you are giving the treatment, and keep the idea constantly before you that you are but the channel for the inflow of the spirit power. The moment you begin to think that you are doing the work, just that moment you begin to obstruct the source of the power and to shut it off. Many good spiritual healers have destroyed the efficiency of their work in this way, and by their growing egotism and sense of self-importance have lost entirely the great power that they have had in the beginning, before they were spoiled by success and plaudits of the crowd. We have known several striking instances of this in our own experience, and the readers may know of other cases which they will now understand more fully. Beware of this fatal error in spiritual healing. You do not heal, but the spirit does. Remember this always. The best way to make yourself a proper channel for the inflow of the spiritual healing power is to fix in the mind the thought that you are a channel through which the healing power flows, and endeavor to mentally see or feel the inflow and outpouring of spirit during the entire treatment. The treatment should not last very long, the intuition of the healer being the best guide. Very often, after practicing this form of healing for a time, such proficiency is acquired that both the healer and the patient can actually feel the inflow of spirit during the treatment. In such cases, rest assured that the best conditions have been acquired or found. Both the healer and the patient should be in the proper state of mind during spiritual treatment, for in this way, the minds of both are rendered proper instruments or channels for the inflow of spirit. To acquire this mutual mental condition, it is well for the healer to read to the patient a few lines or paragraphs from some writer upon spiritual subjects, being sure to select some writing harmonious to the patient. By this means, the minds of both healer and patient are cleared of the more material thoughts and placed in the best conditions for this treatment. In these treatments, it is not necessary or desirable for the healer to hold the thought of the particular form of cure, as in the case of mental healing. Spirit permeates the organism of the patient through his or her spiritual mind and tends to render it whole or perfect all over without reference to parts or organs. The patient is bathed in a flow of spirit, and every cell mind recognizes its presence and is stimulated thereby. This is all that we can say to you regarding spiritual treatments. The rest you will discover as you progress in the work. Do not be afraid to try this form of treatment, provided you do it in the right spirit. And you will find that you will become a greater and greater instrument for the expression of the spirit healing power as time goes on, and your work will grow better and better. To those who prefer the other forms of treatment mentioned in this book, or who find it advisable to follow the other forms because of the desires or conditions of their patient, we suggest that they give at least a moment or two of spiritual treatment. At the close of the treatment, the patient may or may not be told of this, just as the healer thinks best. There is no trace of deception here, for spirit belongs to all, and all is subservient to spirit. So that if the healer thinks it is well to make use of its power without telling the patient, he is justified in doing so. Some patients may be prejudiced against anything bearing the name spiritual because they associate it with disembodied spirits, spiritualism, etc., etc. So it would be folly to use this word spiritual in talking to these persons. And others may think that anything spiritual savors of religious things, and that therefore spiritual healing might be something contrary to their religious beliefs, etc. Of course, both of these ideas are based upon misapprehension, and it would be useless to attempt to explain the matter to such people. And in these cases, the better way to give the other treatment, using the term of that particular treatment, and then give the patient the advantage of the spiritual treatments as well, without saying anything about it. The patient's ignorance should not prevent him from receiving the best that the healer can give him. In this advice, of course, we do not hold that deception should be used or untruth indulged in, but merely wish to remind the healer that it is useless and foolish to arouse antagonism by the ill-advised use of names and terms which happen to be misunderstood or but half understood by certain patients whose prejudices and bigotry might interfere with the good that you wish to do to them. Chapter 21, concluding advice. Now that we have acquired the reader with the theory and practice of the various forms of psychic healing, we wish to say a few words to him regarding the practice of the healing power that has been described. In the first place, do not make the mistake of becoming bigoted and narrow your views of healing. Do not follow the example of so many of the practitioners of drug healing and revile and abuse those who may differ from you. Be broad, be generous, be liberal. Give each man the same liberty of opinion that you demand for yourself. Do not force your views upon others, but always be willing to answer a courteous and earnest inquiry for information. Do not start in to abuse the drug practitioners. This is not right from any point of view, and as a mere matter of policy, is unwise. Make your own work so good that people will seek you on that account, and do not try to build up a practice upon the abuse of others. There are many drug practitioners who are splendid men and who at the bottom of their hearts are in full sympathy with the finer forms of healing, but who are not able to express themselves fully, owing to popular prejudice and the fear of getting into trouble with the medical boards. Such men give drugs because they have to do so, and at the same time manage to work in psychic healing without the knowledge of the patient, which fact accounts for the success of many a quiet physician. As for those abusive members of the medical fraternity who go about reveling in the mental or spiritual healer, why, just let them alone. They will reap their own harvest of hate and abuse, and so do not commit the folly of entering into their whirlpool. Practice passive resistance toward them, and you will find it far more efficacious than the active resistance of the world about you. This is a truth known to all students of occultism and is one of the most practical bits of advice known to man. Do not neglect the attention of the natural laws of the body, as mentioned in an earlier chapter. See that the patient acts in accord with these natural laws of his being, and you will be thereby enabled to get much better results in a much shorter time. Proper nutrition and proper elimination must be had before any system of healing is effective. And no matter if the patient were cured instantaneously by the most powerful form of psychic healing, still, if he were to continue to neglect the primary physical laws of his being, he would sooner or later get back to his old disease condition. This is a fact that many psychic healers ignore or refuse to accept, but rest assured that it is absolute truth and that it will be found to be fully operative at all times and in all cases. Common sense will show the correctness of this view of the matter. Don't be like an ostrich and hide your head so that you will not see the truth regarding the physical laws. Do not let metaphysics make you refuse to recognize physics. This is as absurd a position as that of the physician who refuses to see the great truths of metaphysics. Be full of the spirit of love and kindness for your patients, but do not allow a false sympathy to cause you to take on their condition or let them drain you, or to let them drain your vitality from you. Refuse this, and do not let yourself become passive to the patient or to exhibit a negative condition to him. Keep positive and active in your relations to him, else you may discover the effects of the vampirism of some sick people who like nothing better than to drain the vitality of the healer, that they may be benefited or strengthened. Give them the benefit of your knowledge and skill, but do not allow them to absorb your life and vitality, for that does not belong to them. So therefore, do not let go of yourself in the direction of feeling their condition too strongly. Beware of a certain kind of sympathy, or rather something miscalled sympathy. The nearer you are in consciousness to the source of all power, the greater will be your healing power. Remember always that back of all the power of the universe is that infinite power, which is the source of all power and energy. Remember that you are a particle. You are as a particle of this one infinite life, and that all that is real about you is so because of your relationship with that infinite being. Try to realize this fully, and you will find that the recognition will come a strength and power far surpassing anything that you have before known or acquired by any other means. This is the source of all real power, and it is open to him or her who seeks it. The following affirmation or mantra may be found useful if repeated before giving a treatment. Affirmation or mantra. O thou great infinite power, thou great flame of life, of which I am but a spark, I open myself to thy healing power, that it may flow through me to strengthen, build up, and make whole this brother or sister in life. Let thy power flow through me to the ends that he or she may receive thy vivifying energy and strength in life, and be able to manifest the same as health, strength, and vigor. Make me a worthy channel for thy power, and use me for good. Peace be with thee in thy healing work. I guess these are his other books. Or just other books. I don't know what this is. Okay.
I like the reminder of that everything comes from the spirit, the universe, unicorn, whatever we want to, Krishna.
I like the reminder. I'm trying to find it. I like the reminder that says, as for those abusive members of the medical fraternity who go about reveling the mental or spiritual healer, why just let them alone? They will reap their own harvest of hate and abuse, and so do not commit the folly of entering into their whirlpool. Practice passive resistance toward them, and you will find it more efficacious than the active resistance of the world about you. This is a truth known to all students of occultism and is one of the most practical bits of advice known to man. Like when I was just went through, like you can tie that to the medical world with this, but I feel like you can tie it with any practice. Like what I just went through with that other real estate agent, the seller's agent. And it's like I had to remove myself from that whirlpool of
Yeah.
greed and everything. And I was like, just let the universe sort it out. Like I wanted to get revenge. I wanted to write bad reviews. I wanted to write letters. And I'm like, no, like that's not going to change anyone. The universe will sort it out.
Yeah. Although it doesn't hurt to write a bad review.
I know, but I want to wait until I'm settled.
It's over. Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
And I don't know how much of it was her fault, honestly, because it could, if she was just acting on behalf of her clients, then it's hard to not know the whole story.
Yeah. She
At the
had,
end of the day, she was just doing her job.
yeah.
But my own bias and opinion is pulling me into the whirlpool. And I'm like, step out. Like, and I did. I pulled myself out pretty quickly. Like this could have dragged on for months in my old self before yoga and before all
Right.
this knowledge. Like I would have let it destroy me. But
Yeah, no, that's you're approaching it really well.
yeah, and I'm trying to like lean on that faith of that spirit you're talking about. That
Yeah.
and like I know it didn't work out for whatever reason, and I'm trying to like be grateful for that when you just can't see it yet because you're in the whirlpool and you can't see it and then it's like you step away and I know it'll work out for a reason, but it's so hard to see it because you're like, it's like when you're little and you're like, I will die. If I don't get Tickle Me Elmo for Christmas, I will die. And then you get it. And then it's like you play with it for a day. I never had Tickle Me Elmo. I'm just trying to think of like a really popular toy. And then you get it and you're like, I guess I didn't need it as badly as I thought I did.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah, there everything sort of like everything happens for a reason in the end, right?
Yeah. And it's like when you go in, like even when I was younger and you were going through a breakup and you're like, I'm never gonna find someone. I don't know if I was ever really like that, but maybe for a minute.
Yeah.
And then it all works out for a reason. Things work out or don't work out for a reason.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. So let's do some breath work and meditation. I'm gonna lead us in alternate nostril breath first, and then we'll do some other breaths. So sit up nice and tall. And right away, just bring your right hand over to the face. Oh, I think it's a full moon, or it was last night or tonight. I don't know exactly when, but if you follow that stuff.
Yeah, I saw a full moon last night.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, on my way home. Yep.
Oh, that's so nice. I didn't see it. Maybe I'll try to go outside tonight and see it. But if you're feeling, I don't know what this full moon brings. I haven't really looked into it much, but if you're feeling some sort of chaotic energy, it could be tied to the moon. If anyone wants moon sites to follow, I follow one or two of them on Instagram. So if you're interested in that stuff, just text me or email me and I'll send it over to you. All right, so bring your right hand over to the face, close the right nostril with the thumb, inhale through the left, close the left, exhale right, inhale right, close right, exhale left, inhale left, close left, exhale right, inhale right, close right, exhale left, inhale left, close left, exhale right. Few more rounds on your own breath, inhaling right, close right, exhale left. Just keep going like that. When you feel done, you'll exhale out the left side. You'll keep going for as long as you want. And then take even breaths in through the nose, out through the nose, breathing deep into the low belly, inhaling for 4, whatever count works for you. Exhaling for 4. Just watching the breath move down the spine into the low belly as you inhale, and then exhale, watching the breath move up the spine to the crown of the head as you exhale. If you need to extend the exhale, double the inhale to calm the body and anxiety. You can lengthen the exhale for 8, inhaling for 4. I'm gonna set the timer. You'll join us when you're ready for your meditation. Bringing hands to heart center. Namaste. Have a beautiful day, everybody.